Please, yes. I want to request him to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for finding the time to come and condole with the family of our late colleague. It was very tragic because on the fateful day, we were generally in Parliament with all of us preparing to go for recess, and we didn't know that somebody was prepared to harm our friend along the way. The family has been condoled by our colleagues under the able chairmanship of our friend Peter Kaluma, and we want to thank Parliament. Every step of the way, we've seen your hand. You sent the plaque here, sat together, and everything is rolling right. I knew very long before even I joined politics. And I remember we lost our father-in-law in the period preceding the 2017 elections. And when we were at the burial in Ong'ondo, where I had just won the nominations on ODM and I just won the nomination on UDA, and there was a lot of tension about the political affiliation. The family stood up to declare that there was no ODM, there was no Jubilee, NASA. It was just family, and we all complied. And from that time, we have bonded, become friends. When we came to Parliament, we were placed in the same committee. And it has been a journey, and we thank God for his life. As you have been told, they have a very small family who need a lot of support. We will, of course, all of us, under your leadership, stand together to see how we can help them. And I want to thank members of Parliament for the immense support that they continue giving in terms of contribution in our groups and all the other arrangements. Yes, because I've been given a chance, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask my wife to stand for you to see her. She's Harriet Kosgei. She follows Maggie. Thank you so much.
The Honorable Senator.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't prepared to make any speech. Honorable Speaker, and the family of my friend Charles, let me also just pass my condolences to the family. Honorable Speaker, I met very many years back, between 2013 and when Baba was actually the Prime Minister. That's when I met with one time we went with Baba to Maua, and where is one who was in charge of hosting us. That's the very first time I met him. So I've known him for a very, very long time, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, where his first wife is from my constituency, from one of the largest families in my constituency, the family of the late senior chief, Amotawira. Yeah, so that is one of the relationships we have with him. And we have been very close. Let me say we are very close. And the day that when we passed on, that is the only day we never sat down with him to have a conversation. We had a conversation the previous day after we came back from a funeral in Karachuan that we attended together with him and Baba. And we had a long conversation trying to review the incidences in that funeral, and we agreed that we would continue to talk on the same. So, as all of us know, this is one of the most tragic funerals that we are facing as Parliament and as friends. All we can say is that we want to wish the family well, and as the family has requested us, let us give the family support. I want to say that I'm going to be your friend, and I will continue to be your friend. Thank you.
The Honorable Speaker, allow me now to request the Honorable Edwin Sifuna to say something to the family, not just on behalf of Parliament, but on behalf of the House of Senators.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The family of Brother Charles. My name is Sifuna. I'm the Senator of Nairobi and the SG of the party in which was elected as we remember. We are here to say Paul words fail us in such moments because of the tragic nature in which we lost our blood. The period that I have been SG, I have never lost a member in the fashion in which we have lost Charles. And he was a very close friend. He was a very close supporter of some of the things that I do. As you know, people are giving different views about events in our country and positions that we as a party should take. But he always encouraged me as his SG to be steadfast in things that we don't do as a party and things that we do. So I've lost a friend, I've lost an ally, and I just want to take this opportunity to extend my condolences to most family. It is very difficult. You cannot understand the things that you are going through at individual levels. But we pray that God will comfort you at this particular moment in time. You can come to us as friends. You can come to us for anything that is within our means we will be able to do. I just want to also thank the Speaker of the National Assembly on behalf of my colleagues in the Senate, the leadership of the Senate and the Speaker of the Senate, to just assure you that we are all together in this particular journey. And we are hoping that we will find some level of justice for Charles. Because what has happened is quite tragic. It is very difficult to accept these circumstances. So our responsibility as a leadership and as friends is to ensure that we find the answers that I am sure all of us are seeking. So we work together in that journey, just to assure you of the support of the party, the support of all of us who are his colleagues, both in the National Assembly and in the Senate. And we just say, may God rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you, Mr.
Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Jalango believes is the MP for he certainly this is Kajiado.
So that this is Manhattan.
Very far from the suburbs of Kari. You might not be able to know how big Langata is and how beautiful Langata is. This is Kari Ward. I just welcome other members. You know, most of us are still residents of Langata. When I had my accident and started going for physio in our gym, that is when we started to interact a lot with Honorable Charles. I think he never used to miss a day at the gym.
Yes.
So we are always there. And from that point is when we started interacting, advice every single day. Someone will always call and tell you, come and sit here. Then he'll have some long beautiful stories about the struggles and everything. But then we've lost a very, very dear friend of mine. I always call him my gym partner. But then when I got well, I started missing gym. And he kept on telling me, Bwana Rudi kwa gym, I don't see you there anymore. So just the other day I was talking to the guy who does physio for both of us and how devastated he was because he had just treated Charles that evening. Maybe an hour later the incident happened. We're very sorry about what happened. I've not only lost a constituent but also a friend, a brother and a colleague. May his soul rest in peace. And to the family, if there's anything that our office as member of parliament or we want to be done under our jurisdiction, kindly just let me know and reach out.
Honorable Speaker, if Honorable Sefuna permits the approved protocol, allow me not to omit Honorable Meli, the chairperson in charge of Departmental Committee on Immigration, to say something.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, colleague members and the family. First and foremost, let me convey my condolences on my behalf and the people of my constituency Tindot, more importantly on the docket of education. Honorable, what I do from 2017 when we came to Parliament, and as you've heard, I am the Speaker who has been actually my mentor in going to the gym. You are among the people who used to encourage you to wonder where we go to the gym, and he has been a very close friend of mine in so many ways.
he has been a very good person to advise on various issues of national and even local importance. Honorable Ong'ondo, I came to know that he was the main Hillary, the marriage from the same place. And he would come and tell me, because I'm married from Hillary's place, we are all connected. And we made a lot of talk at the tea there. I want to tell the family that that was very tragic, very disheartening, and they don't guide this very big country. Thank you so much.
That's the one of the speaker with your permission, because we are live on the jalango. I want to request on the Mr. Fuseris to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I want to say condolences to me, my family, my county. This incident happened in our county. I was at the hospital that night with your sister and your son. I don't think that there is a way that we can give him comfort, because it's a big loss to lose the person of your family, and in such a gruesome way. So all I want to say is that the Lord will avenge this. The Lord doesn't sleep. And to the children, just hold on to God. We don't know what happened on the other side. We know that He's close to God and we are. He's already transitioned. He's already gone. And I called him Sir Charles. And I actually thought he was knighted by the UK government. He didn't say he was Sir Charles, and I wanted to ask him, and I never got to do it, and there's no way I would just go to Sir Charles. He carried himself in such a distinguished manner. And I talked to him on Wednesday in Bunge, because I was fundraising for one of our party leaders, one of our party members of ODM, who had lost her husband, so I was the treasurer. And I caught him in the dining room and I said, I need a donation. And he says, I'll give it to you on Friday. Little did I know that on Friday, I'll be fundraising, one of the fundraising treasurers for him. So the way
Owino is the MP from Dewa, a very close friend of Were, with whom we were together under Mutembei leadership. The Honorable Oku Kaunya, Honorable Speaker, has been a constant feature in this family. It's part of the team you constituted under my leadership to help with the preparations for the last rites, but also a member of the committee in charge of national cohesion and equal opportunities, where Honorable Were was vice chair up to the time of his death. Honorable Speaker, the Senator for Mutembei County, the Honorable Moses Otieno Kajwang, has joined us midway. Besides Honorable Moses is the brother. Just stand up, look. This is blood brother of Were. He has other brothers, 2 other brothers at home. This brother has been here since we came here. Honorable Speaker, before I welcome you to pass your words of solace and condolence, let me say something. On the day that the Honorable Were met his fateful and tragic death, the Honorable Rosa Kuni is in charge of everything in this home. Being a very good friend of the late Honorable Were, and stepped into the gap to be an additional mother to this family as they mourn the late Honorable Were. We recognize the role he played in the Rosa Kuni. The Honorable Speaker, that Wednesday, you remember you handed over the seat to me. I saw Were, but he left a short while after.
Yes.
And what happened thereafter is known to all of us. I wanted to thank you because immediately the House adjourned when you got the news. In fact, as I returned the mails to your office as Speaker, I found your note asking whether what you are hearing was true. And Honorable Speaker, I drove, as I told you, straight to Nairobi Hospital. Just as I was entering, you called again to confirm. And Honorable Speaker, I told you that it is not about shooting, but that your late member, Honorable Were, that you succumbed. I know the several calls you made asking about the other issues, but it touched me, Honorable Speaker, when you called me at dawn on that day, asking me to run to the home of Were and confirm that the family indeed was able to stand. I came as you directed. The Honorable Speaker, thereafter, you communicated that I lead the team that will take care of these preparations. I want to thank you, Honorable Speaker, for constituting that team. That team had, you put in Honorable Kaunya, among several other MPs. Honorable Speaker, I can confirm to you they have done a very good job so far. The time is very short because it was determined that we are laying our brother to rest on 9th of May. I want to thank the team for the work they have done. Honorable Kaunya, we said would lead us because of his line, and this being a matter involving a bit of investigations, together with the Honorable Dr. James Likal in the postmortem, and they did a very good work. They have reported to you, Honorable Speaker. There are various other teams doing various other things, including resource mobilization. Let me, Honorable Speaker, thank you for that heart. I've seen you show to our members, not just when they are bereaved, but when they have any issue. And even for coming to be with the family against what I know you are supposed to be dealing with now, to just say your word, it gives them a lot of strength, which is now there. And I thank you. I would request you continue in the way you've been continuing. For all of us, when we find ourselves, or our families find themselves in such situations. Honorable Speaker, the arrangements are that tomorrow we will go for the Requiem Mass, and then we will transport the Honorable Were home, and then on Friday, which will be 9th May, we will inter the body. We would still request that you walk with your member that journey to the end. Let me thank you as I give you the mic in a very special way for the support Parliament has given under your directions. So the MP for the area is Honorable Tongoyo. He's come in when you were speaking. No, is the MP. This is Ololua. Is Ngongoyo. He's the MP for this area. Okay, I want them to fight, the two of them, over their territories. Yeah, so Honorable Speaker, we have done so much. I just want to end by thanking you for the support you've given. And I think the family has also registered their gratitude. When we came here, it's very chaotic when the leader dies. Yeah, so it was very difficult for them. I want to thank you. You immediately sent your sergeants to Parliament, to the home here and the rural home. They have interacted with the police station here and the police station at home very well. You immediately sent a clerical team to support with the systems. Kato and others have done a very good work, Naserian and others. They are now part of this family, essentially.
They were there from the night.
From the very night. And they have been changing times, a big number of them. Honorable Speaker, one thing that under your directions has happened is that even the cooking, the service here, is the catering of your parliament under your directions. So we thank you very much for the support you've been given. Of course, we continue to urge that being children of parliament, being widows of parliament, parliament continues to be their home. Honorable Speaker, with those very many words,